Was it surprised? Have you never heard like one of those things actually squeaking? Oh yeah. See, now it's yeah, this is better, right? I like this much better. Okay. The crack squeak. I got those. It's actually a pretty long story. I got this from a girl representing the Christmas Island, from an Australian girl representing the Christmas Islands in Germany, and she was like at one of our like many trade fairs, and every time she leaves, she has like 20 of those crabs lying around, and she's like, no, I really don't want to take them back home to Australia. And so on the last day of the trade fair, she actually like gives those away to children and me. So I got one of those. But I think I heard it because I tore out its butthole. I don't know if you can see that, but like if you squeeze it too hard, the butt comes off. It's like, ew. It's probably not very good. It's not supposed to be like that. I think it's not like that in nature. But I think in nature it also doesn't say made in China. Actually, what does it say? Yeah, made in China. Maybe they are made in China, who knows? I wouldn't know where they're actually made. Oh, it does? You actually checked that? Okay, we are playing Merfolk, or like it's so interesting, like in Southern Europe they actually call it Merfolks. It's like the folks, the Merfolks. I just find that... Oh, I think I have to restart Magic Online. Oh, I totally forgot to add my alterations, and now my life total looks weird. Should we do that? No, we're not gonna do that for this game. I'm torn. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, you know what? No, let's not do it. Let's play like this. Okay, I think it's gonna be fine. I think this hand is fine. Like, it has a lot of 3-drops, like you guys probably saw. But I kind of like the Trinity Nemesis in pretty much all matchups. Like, Trinity Nemesis and Phantasma Image, to me, are the main reason to play this deck in the first place. Actually, you know, I care so much about quality, maybe I'm actually gonna restart Magic Online. So I'm gonna be right back, and you will get some music in the meantime. Where am I? Be right back. Actually, we'll get a speed run. Check this out. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I think you might not, but who knows. Stream layout, alter MTG or alters, copy all of them, yes. Actually not this one. Copy. New folder, this one, paste, override, yes. For all of them, go back and make it unwritable. Maybe in Australia or Germany. No, it turns out they were actually on B2C or even B2C. Okay, looks like we are about to get back. I just have to input my password. Secret password. Goose in the house, by the way. You know, I actually do believe that at least in Modern, if not in Legacy, there actually might be a viable build of green-blue Merfolk. Because Green Brew Merfolk has been so much fun. Like Kumena Speaker, dude. Not Kumena Speaker, Kumena. Like, Kumena herself. Herself? I guess herself. That's the thing. That's what I really like. Oh, by the way, so we are gonna listen to my top tracks from 2018. I'm not sure what's gonna be there, but we're gonna start that. So here we go. So this is a bit of a different playlist this time. My top tracks from 2018. Kumena sounds African, dude. What does a name? What does it take for a name to sound African? Actually, what does it take for a name to sound like from Antarctica or from like Australia? Like those places that actually, what's a typical Australian name? Cunt, right? I don't know. That's just probably like the most commonly used name. Oh no! Don't you steal my... You might actually steal the Master of the Pearl Trident. Just for tempo reasons. Really? I gotta get that list. Can you send that list to me? Like on Twitter or like on here in a private message or something? That would be amazing. Because I really think Simic Fish... That sounds so wrong. Blue-green Merfolk in Legacy has a lot of potential. Oh, he takes Click? Oh, it looks to be Storm then. I think Silvergill Elep makes a little more sense. Merfolk. Thank God I wouldn't like type Elves there. I did that the first time I played Merfolk and I see I added green. I accidentally even did it. I think it doesn't matter, right? I can still spend that on this guy. Cast with additional. Just no. Oh no, we just had that song. Let's jump to the next one. Even though it's technically in the list. Oh, we had that one as well. Oh, I guess now I understand why I do get it so often. Okay, if this wasn't Storm, I would feel pretty good. I mean, there's a chance that he's like Grixis control or something. Yeah, it would be amazing could see such a list. Because I would love to play it, especially if it has Kumena. Kumena is like one of the craziest cards I've ever played with. It just takes over games. Robert Keel in the house, ready for the Merfolk action. Oh, can we do something to this? Actually, we can... So technically we could like Merfolk Trickster this dude, and then response he makes the token, and then if we have 4 mana we just go like Phantasma Image, copy a token. That's the world I wanna live in. Can we create this world for us? Let's create the world. Let's be the blowout we want to see in the world. I hope be really cool. Oh, choose player? Yeah, sure. Oh, we are playing that one as well. I actually replaced Curse Catcher. Minifar in the house. Connoisseur of blue decks, of many blue decks. Man, if he can find another land and he finds Dark Depth, then we can actually copy the token. Then it's gonna be so awkward for him. Or the Brainstorm version. Ooh. Actually, do we even have... Yeah, we need another blue source in order to do that. So we need to find another cavern or island. Looter Scooter. By the way, tell me if you can hear my chewing gum. Like, I put in very little chewing gum, but there's some. I hope you can't hear it. Because if you can, I will totally, like, swallow. Have you seen those, like, porn streams, I almost want to call them? I recently saw, like, one of those because I was reading an article about that, and I was like, it can't really be, like, softcore porn, and then I saw it was like, yeah, it is softcore porn on Twitch. I can't believe it. But, I mean, I don't care about it. I just was, like, surprised. But I guess whatever works, right? Oh no, don't you... We drew the 2 perfect cards to beat him. Right after his first discard spell. Oh, I totally forgot that... Oh, well, it doesn't matter now. If we find another land, we can play Master of the Pearl Trident and attack for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then it's like, that's like 2 attacks and we actually got him. Unless he like can get rid of his island or something. Interesting. So yeah, land would be nice. Land! Let's actually not show the land yet. Not that it really matters, I keep adding green, dude. Let's just make sure I'm not missing something. That should Oh, he might have crop rotation. His last card might be crop rotation, then that would be bad for me. Actually, if his last card is crop rotation, then I shouldn't attack with the Mutavault. Because then he might make a mistake and get Dark Depth, and then I can afterwards copy the token. And he might be dead next turn anyway, so yeah, let's try that. In that case, I shouldn't have played the land, because now... Oh yeah, I really shouldn't have played the land now. Because now he... Yeah, okay, that was bad. Now he definitely knows that he could have played the Phantasmal Image. That was bad. Overall, it was like probably the best sequence of events, but might have needed to play it differently. Anyway, can we get to 21? No. We can draw a card, but that's not really gonna get anywhere. Guess we just copy Master of the Pearl Trident, hope that he doesn't have crop rotation. No crop rotation one time. Oh, that looks pretty crop rotatey. Meh. Meh.
Battle cruiser operational.
Well, that gets us. Was close though. Needed the discard spell and the crop rotation. And not screw up. Man, opponent didn't screw up, we are so unlucky. Check spins. Only the game. Only the game. So, what do I want? I guess Venza is okay. Back to basics, I'm not sure about these. Is there anything I don't want? Does this do anything? I am my life's work. Who isn't? I'm not even sure if Venza is really... I guess Venza is hard fun to beat with his discard spells. And if you get to 4, I'm not sure how good Back to Basics is actually gonna be. And Julian Click can jump block, but Julian Click could have actually won it had we had that. But he discarded it. He saw through our plan. I wonder if Chalice is fast enough. Might be. But there's also a world where I can see us racing him. Kinda want those two Venzas, but I'm like not really. Maybe I don't even want... Kinda want... Like, I'm looking at these two. Hey, Spellpierce your days. Yeah, you see, I've changed into a merman. Actually, when I went to Kenya, I went diving, and that was like quite the remarkable experience. And now I went to a trade fair for almost 2 weeks, and I'm all about the ocean now. Merfolk. That's where it's at. I just don't want, like, I never want to draw 2 chalices. Maybe I take out, like, a chalice. Maybe even a true name. It's rather slowish. I could be so wrong. Maybe I really want Back to Basics in this matchup. But I'm just not feeling it. I mean, we're Merfolk. This is what we're doing. So let's keep this. Surprise illusion? No. I named Merfolk, right? Yeah. Okay. Just play nothing. Thoughtseize. Yeah, Thoughtseize, see? I don't even care all that much. Actually, we do care because it gets Silvergill Adept and then we might have another blue source. He definitely takes Silvergill, right? I mean, there's a world where he takes Phantasmal Image if he thinks that for whatever reason he needs to slow combo or we get like a blocker and then we can do something, but... Yeah. Oh, he takes Master. Oh, maybe he knows that we're about to draw an island. Oh, I should have played the Mute. Actually, it doesn't matter because we weren't gonna attack with Mutavault next turn anyway, unless he draws another discard spell. See? On tactical level, like the first thing you're lacking when you play a new deck is tactics. And then probably strategy as well, even though like strategy is like... It flows easier between decks, I think. At least if you play similar decks. Ah! On the first time I was like, okay, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling okay about the matchup as long as he doesn't have Mox Diamond. guess my wish was kinda granted. At least on the first turn. X-Mage, okay. Just don't play another land. Of course you would. I think we actually have no outs to this. Oh, click would be an out. Click would actually be a real out. Click would be like block, copy your token. What are you gonna do? But okay, this is pretty uneventful. Maybe we can get him to like not do anything by playing in Utah World and passing. And we're like, yeah, we have bounce, dude. You need to find something first. We can bounce. He might not be buying it. He's not buying it. I still believe in the deck. I think it can do things. It can go places. Let's see what we can do. Next one. So, would you guys like to see me re-commentating the Legacy challenge that I won a couple weeks ago? Because I still have the replays and I could go through it and I just provide commentary on that. It wouldn't be live, but it would still be like something. Also, I'm a little bit offended that Arkan said on the stream that Merfolk is like a dark side, like an empire. Oh no, he said, oh no, I'm wrong. He said that Merfolk actually supported the Republic. I take everything back. That was actually like, okay, now I'm feeling better. Yeah. I can see keeping this. I keep a lot of stuff. Especially when it has potential. Like if we hit runner. I just hate mulliganing. I feel like in Legacy, maybe Legacy has gotten to a point where it became so grindy, and if you're not playing a combo deck, if you mulligan, like mulligans are so bad for you. When you, at least that's like my word. My word is like if my opponent mulligans to 5, and I keep 7, I feel like I'm 90% to win or something, unless it's like a combo deck and he gets there. Like there was a guy at our LGS. I mean, he's still there. And a friend of mine came to one of our tournaments from very far because I told him that's actually pretty cool at our place to play there. And then the other guy goes like, mulligan to 5, keep. And then my friend goes, turn around, Thoughtseize. And the guy thinks about it for a moment. And then he goes like, force Ophelia, Thoughtseize. And my friend's like, okay. And then the guy untaps and casts Hypergenesis and wins. And I was like, why did you make me come to this LGS? I'm like, no, it's not like this all the time. But from that on, he kept referring to the guy as the Hypergenesis man, and always like reminded me of him whenever I told him to come to like one of our tournaments. He told me like he wouldn't come when there's like a Hypergenesis man in the house. Oh, I have to actually click while to put it on stack now. That's annoying. There's even a world where I keep one of those in hand as like forced full fodder, but I think right now it looks more like Julian Nemesis might become that. Why is F4 not working? F4! It's like the sophisticated man's F7 or F6. Another one of those. Okay. I mean, at least he helps me with the mana cast. With the life total. Tugstef, are you joining the Fish Force? Dude, if I was like a fish podcaster, or like if I was like carrion feeder. Oh, I remember that card. That was actually pretty good. That card always ends up being surprisingly good, but it can't block, so I will ignore it. If I was like the fish guy, like Nikachu, I think I would call my fellowship. Yes, I would like to use the ability, the Fish Force. I guess people would like call it the Fish Swarm or the Fish Pond or something, but I would call it the Fish Force. Makes you feel like stronger, better. Fish Force. Land would be nice. This can find a land. Well, this finds more of those. Okay. Okay, here we go. I wanted to see how good this card was gonna be, and I'm about to see. I mean, all of those have the potential to draw a card, right? One or more counters, up and down, draw a card, then discard a card. Oh, you discard. I guess it doesn't matter too much. You can always discard the bad cards. of which there are none in any deck I ever play, right? Oh, a school, yeah, school is fine. School is cool too. But Fish Force, that's like yeah, like a special operations unit, the Fish Force. The school of fishies has the Fish Force. Oh, bombardments. Now we're getting to the point where I'm like, maybe I don't want that. Because there's many ways that he can make that work. When he has like Carrion, Feeder, and like the zombie that can play from the graveyard, then he can ping me for one like all the time. Full Metal Adept with the tier 1 subscription for half a year. I can't believe I've had this for half a year, and I can't believe that so many people have been supporting me for half a year. Even though like ever since late September I've been very busy with traveling and haven't streamed a lot, so I'm even more thankful that you guys have stuck around like for all this time. It does really mean more to me than you would expect. Or like probably that more, not more than you would expect that, but more than most of you would think. And that's really, really cool, and I'm really happy about that. So thank you so much. Yeah, but our title was one toughness dudes, right? The Fish Federation. See, basically the school, that's like the people. The Fish Federation, that's the government. And the Fish Force, that's the Navy SEALs. If that makes sense. Like I could create the entire Fish Force law. No, I didn't mean to. No, I didn't mean to put it on 3. Oh, that was so bad. At least none of them should come block. And they are on 12. I really didn't mean to put it on 3. Baruch in the house. Man, he would be dead on board. Had I not accidentally put it. He might be like, actually he knows that we didn't know what was on top. Otherwise he could have been like, oh no, he's gonna have like Julian Nemesis and there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, this song's nice. Ah, he actually goes for it. It did pretty much what it was supposed to do. Oh, he targets himself. Oh, he wants to make... Oh, whoa, he's gonna make 2 tokens. Oh, I think we're still in a good spot. I'm happy to hear. Yo, Lisa, how's it going? I wanted to... You know that I've wanted to stream this for quite a while. And, like, I don't know if you heard, but we earlier talked about that one of the guys, they actually have a blue-green Merfolk list, Legacy Merfolk list, and they actually did really, really well in... Or, I think he's at top 4 in one of their, like, mid-sized or even large tournaments. So, who was it? That damn Ewok. If you find the list, we'll certainly play it, because blue-green Merfolk, at least in Modern, if not in Legacy, is something that really interests me. Just because of Kumena. Kumena, when we played that in Standard... Oh dude, look at this. When we played Kumena in Standard, it was absolutely absurd. Like, it just takes over the entire... What's happening over there? Can I just, like, kill one of my guys? Where's my Goblin Bombardment when I need it? Man, I can't believe we might actually lose this because I misclicked. Land? Okay. You should name something. Actually, yeah, we still want to draw a card because there's a chance we draw Julian Nemesis. Or do we want to grow one of those? Because if we grow one of those guys and attack them in... Actually, can we do that in instant speed? Okay, so let's say they block here, here, and here. Then this deals 2. Nah, I think... Oh, but next time they're gonna make so many tokens. Is there even a... Oh yeah, there is a way. If we like lose one of our creatures, then they get rid of the bridges. So maybe we just like attack with enough to force them to block. Because this 2, 4, 6. Actually, this already forces them to block. 2, 4, 6. Adapt is like... You can actually do that at instant speed. That's so crazy. You can get more info on the list, Lisa. Does Cardboard.Live work for you? Because it should also work on mobile now. Why Biomancer? Because I think it might actually be better than Curse Catcher because it provides more draw. Did it, Mark? Okay, let's see. So this forces them to block and lose. Yeah, I think that actually, why not attack with this one as well? If I attack with this one, they block all 3 of those, and then I lose. Yeah, and yeah, I think I like it like this. I like it like this. You don't draw with Silvergill? No, I don't. I do draw if I play it, or if I like get it with otherwise. Okay, so do I wanna? Oh, I don't even get to play Silvergill. Oh god, I'm so stupid. This is not like 2 mana, 2/1, draw a card. I actually have to like have a Merfolk in hand. Where's the power creep when you need it? You know what would be insane if he drew True Nemesis here? Man, this card is really good. Ah! Okay, easy game, easy life. You fooled around with Ben last Sunday morning. Too much information, dude. At least on this stream, right now. Yeah, I just saw the announcement before I went online, like, of the people that were invited. I think I knew most of them, and I think most of them kind of made sense. There were a couple where I had no idea who they were, so I assumed they played Hearthstone. Which is like the premier way to get into high-level Magic, I hear. No, seriously, like, I'm so much looking forward to it because it's like gonna be so interesting. Because it has $250,000 for first place. That's even for like Americans who tell you that like $250,000 is like chump change. $250,000 is actually a life-changing amount of money for like most people. That's like several years of work. Can you, on top of what you already make, and that's just like. Oh, Cherry or Cheery is Merfolk, and how you play both. It's Ben and Cherry. Oh! Oh, I wish we could go back to Merfolk. I love Merfolk. Destroy target colorless non-permanent. Does target creature. Okay, that. So since Etherwild uses last known information, we can still like have him kill the Etherwild and still like get their true name at the end of turn. Calculoso, how's it going? How's the Detroit weather treating me today? You mean because of the song? Yeah, Detroit is always like... The way I imagine Detroit is... Or Detroit... that's like always rainy, foggy, there's like wolves running around in the streets. That's pretty much my image of Detroit. Oh, was it actually a Counter-Strike streamer who was invited? Man, I should have stayed true to Counter-Strike. I used to be... Well, I can't really say I was big in Counter-Strike, but I was like... Basically, there was a time of the year... There was actually quite a while where like my Counter-Strike team was top 20 in Germany. And we actually like played against like teams that... Anyway, I don't want to brag, but there were some big names. Or at least one guy who actually became a big name associated with us. And actually we picked him up on like... Anyway, okay, let's just... get this straight. There was this guy, Rebel, and we picked him up like years before on a random public server. It was called halflifeexpert.com. I will never forget that name because we spent so much time there. And it played DE Dust 24/7 DE Dust 16 on 16. And if you don't know what Dust is basically tiny leaders. It's like small, condensed. I mean, it's an interesting map, but it fell out of favor in like high-level competitive play rather quickly, for a reason. But yeah, we picked him up on a DE Dust 24/7 server, and like he became part of our team. And initially, I actually didn't want to get him because I felt like he was like a one-trick pony, like a DE Dust rusher. But then, like years later, he actually was the one guy on our team who made it to SK Gaming and like. Became like member of Team Chur and everything, like the German national team Counter-Strike, back when that actually really mattered. And like actually all of us stopped like 1 or 2 years before that happened, and he kept going. Actually, one of those guys also kept going. Anyway, so yeah. I just wanted to brag. No, honestly, I have very fond memories of Counter-Strike, like really fond memories of Counter-Strike. like kept me through a different time in life, pretty much. Like that, also not even like the game, but like the entire community associated with it. I don't know why we got to Counter-Strike, but yeah. Yeah, it certainly makes no sense to invite them. I mean, people also wouldn't invite you to a chess tournament or something, right? Pterodactylus for the win. No, it was not Dust 2. When Dust 2 came out, I will never forget that. When Dust 2 was like previewed, a really good friend of mine. Oh, we won! Haha! Merfolk better than zombies. This is like a theme deck evening tonight. Very good friend of mine who didn't have like a flat rate, because back then people didn't. Not everybody had a flat rate, and he was like living far out in the stinks, and like it was surprising he even had internet. And he was like analyzing Dust 2 all week long to the core. And even before the map came out, he was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do in this map. And there has never in my life ever been a map that we had so thoroughly analyzed. I mean, that's probably a reason why we like became pretty good, but not like top 5-ish or something, because like the other maps we were good, but not like, I don't dare to say elite because that's too much, but like on a really high level. And yeah, so this just became our thing. And then we played Counter-Strike for Dust 2 as our home map, because back then you would like choose home maps for years. And I think on Dust 2, I think the conservative approach would be like to say that we were like top 10 in Germany, maybe even higher than that. Like at our peak, probably higher than that. But on the rest of the maps, we were more like top 20, top 30 or something. And yeah, so I also have very fond memories of that clanintern.de or .com post my friend made back then, where we like started working on Dust 2. What are we playing against? Oh, I remember. Do we want these? We probably want these. Probably want Chalice actually. We might not want Force, even though I kind of want to force the discard outlets. Overall, I just want to rush them. Mind Sculptor. Merfolk Tricks actually doesn't do all that much, because the tokens still stay on carry and feeder. We don't care about carry and feeder all that much anyway, so maybe we play it like this. I have no idea what a CT pole position was. Is that like from CPL? Oh, you mean as a counter-terrorist on Dust 2? Oh god. Oh no, this hand looks bad. This is so bad, but actually, you know what, this filters. I'm gonna keep it. I gotta translate it, because back then we were still so noobish. We used German terms. So basically you got bomb site A, or we call it B1, because that's like what people said. People didn't say A and B, people said like B1 and B2. It's just like stupid. And like in the beginning, my position was like on B1, or like people would call it A now. Like there's this long, A long, I think people call it now. And me and another guy, we were like up front on A long. That's what I did for most of the time. And sometimes when we had lineup changes, I was the lone guy on B, like trying to hold B and then like hold them up as long as I could. And if they actually came, then like call them for reinforcements and stuff. That's what. But most of the time I was like the guy on A long. Long anchor? See, I'm not even sure what they mean by anchor. But anchor, I guess, is the guy who stays there, and that's how I would understand it. And then there's like a guy who like walks around this stuff. This card actually, I kind of like it. See, we draw bad cards, we discard bad cards. Man, I could talk so much about Counter-Strike, but then I really know that like the stream is gonna suffer, because I'm playing this deck for the first time in quite a while. You complete me. Why is there a stop? Chase the Mind Sculptor, battle and all. Yeah, I was surprised they didn't take Ben. Ben and Cherry, you should really get Reachery. That would be cool. And yeah, a couple of years ago, like, some of my friends from back then and Mark, Para, we started playing Counter-Strike again together. That was pretty cool, Mark. Maybe I should do it again at some point. I think I'm gonna just send this guy in and see whether he blocks. Focus! I still have my old CD. It says Counter-Strike Beta 5.2. And if you associate anything with Beta 5.2, man, I didn't even feel old school when I played Counter-Strike, because I only started like right at the end, at the tail end of Beta 5.2. And like Beta 5.2 really is like the divide in history of like early Counter-Strike. Like if you played before Beta 5.2 or at Beta 5.2, you were like old school. And if you played after Beta 5.2, which like for years was considered the best, purest version of Counter-Strike, then you weren't old school anymore. Let's do it like this. Actually, he's just gonna kill that guy. I guess, so basically it's like a removal for the Crowder Maker. Yes, we played DE Reds, but that was never a competitive map. I think the craziest competitive maps we played... I mean, Vegas, we certainly played in a couple Clan Wars. Vegas was weird. What else was weird? I guess this. Piranesi. If I don't know if anyone remembers DE Piranesi. I mean, looking back, CS Militia was also kind of... Oh! AS Oilrig! AS Oilrig was the weirdest map we ever played in a Clan War. How many of you guys actually played Assassin maps on Clan Wars? Anyway, okay, now I gotta read the card. It mills him for 3 or something. Enters battlefield or dies. Okay, now he's got cable therapy. I forgot to... Okay, sorry. I forgot to play Ben. I mean, we are probably gonna win anyway, but I'm actually feeling sorry. Oh, it would be so much fun, Mark. We should do that. We should really do that. You know, Piranesi, my, like, one of my very best friends, even though I'm not seeing him a lot anymore. But maybe I'm gonna do that in the future again. We used to troll people so hard. We went to DE Piranesi, and like just because it starts with Pier, we just pretended it was like a pirate fortress, and we called ourselves Pirate Chuck and Pirate Guybrush. And then we like roamed around and like we played like pirates. We said like we typed like pirates, and that's just like what we did on DE Piranesi. And like, because nobody really knew what the map was like, and we actually like if we trolled like sophisticatedly. We actually like learned how to navigate the map. I guess if that makes sense to you. It's not like, oh, look at that guy learning how to play the map. No, Lord of Atlantis, just a creature I could have played. It's the one card you would never name there because I could have played it. Oh, look at this. Let's get the master. Can we actually activate this again? Oh, if it has no counters. Rock the microphone. What the oh, he's stuck on a double block. Oh, I totally forgot that island block doesn't work here. How can they slap? Does anyone remember that meme? How can he slap? How can he slap? How can you slap? Oh, he even get... No, he doesn't get a token. Have you removed the bridge? Actually, in the end, this might actually be okay for us. Maybe he really shouldn't have blocked. Actually, he has a grave crawl. He could have made more tokens. Yeah, I'm totally hyping up your epic run with Merfolk. I really want to play, but I will only ever play it if you stop calling it Simic Merfolk. If you insist on calling it Simic Merfolk, I mean it's a step up from Simic Fish, but it's blue-green Merfolk or like Ook. I wish I had a mic I could drop. Thus far we are the best tribal deck, unless you consider Marit Lager a tribal deck. Which creature type? She's like an avatar or something, right? Score 1 and 1. Tropical fish! Okay, I gotta tell you guys another story. You've heard about Vintage, right? And there used to be a deck in Vintage and was called Tropical Storm. It was like, you played Tropical Island and was a storm deck. Fast spawn Gush, I believe. Tropical Storm. The Vintage veterans might laugh at me because it's like, oh yeah, then he evolved into this and this and this, and I'm like, yeah, okay. Anyway. Turn back 6-7 years. Friend tells me, Julian, if you play in this next Vintage event, play Tropical Storm. I didn't know anything about Vintage, but could always borrow power and have like anything I wanted. And I was like, okay, what should I play? He's like, play Tropical Storm. And then he went offline. So I go online and I Google Magic Tropical Storm. And like one of the higher up results, and I'm pretty sure you can still find that article, is an article, because I looked it up like a year or two ago. There was an article and it said MUD, like capital M-U-D, like the stack, MUD. MUD, exclamation mark. Saving your decks from the Tropical Storm. And at that point I didn't even know what the Tropical Storm deck was, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna click this article, which is probably about like how MUD is actually like to be constructed in order to be good against Tropical Storm. And so I click the article, and there's like this huge truck, and it's stuck in mud. And I read the article. I figured it was just like a figure of speech as an image, like the mud is stopping the Tropical Storm truck or whatever. And I read the first paragraph, and it makes almost no sense. And I read the second paragraph, and I'm like, okay, this is vintage. I'm used to like first having to get into it. But then I keep reading, and it makes absolutely no sense to me. And then I'm like, okay, whatever. I didn't look deeper into it. And then, like, at a moment of clarity, I realized what the article was actually about. The article, MUD, saving your decks from the Tropical Storm, was about these huge trucks. And I think when you put all the freight, it's called the deck or something. Oh, no, I think it was actually about a delivery of magician's cards or something, and the company did something in order to make sure that some storm, which happened to be tropical, that was approaching, would not destroy those decks on the truck. And they were like, oh, there's mud, shit, now it's gonna be even worse. And so the article was titled MUD Saving Your Decks from the Tropical Storm. Oh, Tenders? Okay, we can beat that guy. Let's beat that guy. Oh, this is a hand that can maybe beat him. We just need to find a Merfolk or Chalice. Oh, awesome. Because if you type it in here, it's rather hard for me to see it because it will like go up and Whisper or Twitter are the preferred modes. Yes. Thank you so much. The Liver of the Storm. Oh, that was an amazing series. It wasn't really a series, right? But The Liver of the Storm, if you guys haven't read that, so there was like that was the fake article, right? Because the original one, the Heart of the Storm, that was penned by Peter Raab, who kind of disappeared, even though I'm still in a chat with him. That has like a couple other people, and that's called How Tall is Philip Schoeniger Really? For whatever reason. But that's like James, Wilson. No, that's James, Matt, Peter, and me, and we talk about stuff like that. But yeah, Peter disappeared. Yeah, it's one of the best posts from the source of all times for sure. And basically, people were accusing Peter of like faking his tournament reports because like he went to tournaments that nobody had ever heard about, and like over the course of like 5 tournaments, he went like, I don't know, 25-0 or something. But I really don't know whether it's true. Like I'm gonna pass judgment on that. But then he made like Liver of the Storm and was like, it kind of ridiculed him a little bit. And I'm sorry to say that, but that was a little funny to me. So, you know, I think we actually shouldn't draw step click. Or should we? The thing is, if he has like Past in Flames, because if he goes like Ritual, then we can always click and response and he might be screwed. But if he has like the Past in Flames LED is scary, but then we can force Past in Flames. I think I'm just gonna... While on... I really don't know how to operate while. But you know, I actually wanted to keep that Silver Gift for force. In the long run, that's actually probably the better play anyway, but I should really focus a little bit more on the games right now. I mean, there's certainly, like, draw step click is probably, like, correct-ish a lot of times, but there's also, like, many times where it's not. Okay, let's get the information. Actually, he probably doesn't have a business spell in the first... Oh, he has 2. Huh. Huh. Well, he gets to keep those. You and I in a little toy shop. The money we got. Blue card? Ah, Lord. I'm not sure which one I want. Actually, Lord doesn't pump click, right? So, let's do this. Fairy? No. Merfolk. We're Merfolk now. Should I main face this? Oh yeah, we can draw click. So we're definitely gonna Merfolk this. We're definitely gonna main face this. We are gonna Merfolk this. I would like to use the ability, yes. Interesting thing is, if we draw Chalice, are we gonna set it on 1 or 2? True name, huh? Is True name or Lord gonna be better? So Lord makes us deal 1, 2, 3 more damage next turn. I think in the long run, Lord is gonna be better. It's a little awkward because now it's like a... Actually, it doesn't matter whether it's like a post-combat Lord. Because Silvergirl was summoning sick anyway. Also, how do you guys like this artwork? I mean, of course it's like white bordered. Oh no, he's gonna kill me now. He drew Thoughtseize. Why? It's lucky, he put a card in his deck and drew it. This guy. Look at the rocking him the guru spawns. Interestingly, had he not found that Lotus Petal? Oh, he actually goes for it, Nauseam? Really? Oh, he doesn't have rituals! I mean, he's still very likely to get there. He's like super likely to get there. If he finds an LED. He found an LED. It would be interesting if he finds Tendrils in hand. But I think that if he has enough rituals, that's still... He has a lot of Infernal Tutors. Well, this one's gone at least. I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that should do it. Oh, yeah. I like Merfolk. A lot of guys, you only got to know me as the elf guy. But before I was the elf guy, I actually, like, at least in my local meta game, was very long known as the Enchantress guy. Then I was like, okay, let's not break that down because that would be too many decks. But what I'm about to say is, like, Merfolk is actually, I think, my third most played deck in Legacy in competitive events. And I think I have, yeah, I think I have easily over 1,000 matches. Might be more than, like, 1,500. I'm really not sure. Something like that. And, yeah. First of all, like Elves is like far and away the most played. Then there's Miracles, and then there's Merfolk. And Merfolk and Miracles are actually pretty close. Second most is Miracles.
Combo whore.
You were just always the weird guy. I mean, that's how you start off, right? My Legacy career started as being the Enchantress guy. The problem was, like, I had no idea what it was like to be an Enchantress guy, because like my Enchantress deck was so bad. But I had a lot of fun with it, and sometimes I even did well with it. Especially after I stopped playing it. But honestly, I think Enchantress right now is also one of those decks that could actually be better than people give it credit for. Probably no True Names, those are slow. Probably none of these. I could even see taking out Wilds, I'm not sure. Bam-a-lam, bam-a-lam, a child, bam-a-lam, Pandalam. Did you guys see that meme? That, like, Black Betty had a child, Pam-a-lamb. That them things gone wild, Panda lamp. And there's like a lamp made out of pandas. Gates is the new Legacy deck. Okay, Gates is a stretch. Gates is quite a stretch. I'm really not sure whether... Yeah, I definitely like bringing like a cage or two. I'm just wondering about Wilds, but Wilds seems so bad. I think I feel good about taking out Wilds, yeah. Lord I kinda like. I mean, I can see bringing in like 2 cages. Oh, you mean Renza is good? Oh, Renza because it stops LED, right? It stops Infernal Tutor. Is that the reasoning? Am I understanding it correctly? I think the first priority is to have a clock. Because even if you don't have a clock, like if you don't have a clock, then like anything you do is in vain anyway. I can see Renza actually being surprisingly decent. It's another counter to Infernal. That's actually pretty cool. Maybe actually like Ferric Markup can be discarded. Maybe yeah, let's run a mix. By the way, is the music still good for you? Because like in my ear I'm sometimes getting like dropped, like how do you call it, like in music? Like in video it's frames, you get dropped frames. What if you like get dropped audio frames? Notes? Kinda? I would like to play first, yes. Oh god. I almost want to keep it, but I'm gonna keep it. It's gonna be awkward. My belly, bam-a-lam. 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 I think I'm gonna drop a Chalice in 0. Bam-a-lam. Bam-a-lam. Looks like a keep to me, yeah. Establish dominance. Chalice on 0. Force it. Force back. For the longest of time, I thought that like the table where the chalice is on was like the legs of the guy holding the chalice, basically as if it was like a skirt, like a huge skirt. Okay, we found something. Oh, I added green again. Man, I really want to play green-blue Merfolk. I'm not even sure if I should have played this, because if I find a land now, I can Silver Guild tap next turn. On the other hand, this gets the clock on. And like, in the face of potential ad nauseam, like dealing a little bit of damage is kinda nice. What up, zombie deck? We just played against the zombie deck, but didn't get a leg on the ground. Okay, Durus. Yeah, sure. I mean, there's even a world where we force the Durus. Because he's probably gonna take Chalice and then gonna try to Cabal Therapy or Forces. Yeah. But I think overall it's okay. Don't really see Cabal Therapy that much anymore. But now we get maximum punished. I guess we can draw another Silver Guild Adept. Merfolk, yes. And pass. Thoughtseize, yeah. I wonder whether he's actually gonna take Silver Guild. There's not really a big difference between 2 and 3 forces. If I draw a blue... If I draw a blue card, not blue source. Oh, by the way, I should have probably grown this last turn. Man, I'm so not used to like the sequencing of things here. There's even a world where I just kind of force here. No, I think. Oh, we couldn't grow it last turn? That's good to know. You could not grow it last turn? Okay. I will trust you. Yes, those are fire flowers on the first of all. You get an upgrade. Share the Simic fish list. Well, I don't have it. Somebody else has it. They can post in the chat if they want. Thanks, Quasi. Quasinio. Oh, it's you're right. Yeah, feel free to post the list here. Like, I'm thinking about either, like, pitching Farcifer, but then they only need one discard spell to kill me. But if I don't pitch Forcible, then I can't play Biomancer anyway. Because then it's basically as if I had pitched Forcible and then they only need one discard spell. So maybe I should actually pitch Biomancer, even though it feels a little bad. But overall I think it's okay, especially if you draw like a Merfolk that we can show to the Adept next turn. Then we can Adapt and still have like, at least, and still require him to have 2 discard spells. Yeah. Man, he's gotta love this card. Love this card, love that card. Oh, Flusterstorm, yes! Now we're talking. That's my kind of card. Flusterstorm is like my... Okay, top 3 sideboard cards in the history of Legacy. Number 1, Submerge, totally broken, makes no sense, but exists. Number 2, Flusterstorm. Number 3, Either Swan Canonist. Those are the best 3 sideboard cards in the history of Legacy. And by the way, I really like playing Bant. Like Bant, if I was to play like, not a synergy deck, but like a power deck, I would play Bant midrange. And I did play Bant midrange in the past, but Philipp Schöniger wrote a really good article about Bant, I think 3 or 4 years ago. More like 4 years ago actually. And it was called The Bant, or The Bant Problem. Oh, is this gonna be end of turn ad nauseam? Be my guest. And it was a really good article about how Bant has all these amazing cards. Like really, really cool amazing cards. I think I'm gonna go for it like this, and he doesn't know that we still have the Flusterstorm. Because I think he actually was like looking to trade here. And yeah, and then Philipp like actually talked about how it's like so weird, sad, confusing that like we potentially have like a good Bant deck in the format, but that's just... I think it was a function of maybe Deathrite Shaman. There was just like a lot of decks, there were just a lot of decks that were better than the Bant deck. And I really hope that we can go back to like having Bant midrange being a thing again. He wants to fight over this? If he wants to fight over this, it's probably gonna be good. Oh no, you know what? He could actually like cast a ritual now and pay, but then maybe he can't kill. At least we made him discard a ritual. I wonder if he's gonna kill us. Yeah, maybe it was better not to bite. Let's use. I guess we can safely have 6. Choke, choke, and choke, you're a liar. Oh, we won! Haha! Okay, last game coming up. You play a lot of like anti-Julian cards whenever we play. Anything I want to change? This guy has so much discard, it's absurd. There's nothing really I want to change. Is there anything I don't want? Oh, you people, can't you? Like, Phantasmal Image can actually be awkward. I guess it keeps... I guess copying any of those is okay. And technically copying Click. I guess we don't need 4 Phantasmal Images though. Every time you're down. No, I think I actually kind of like it like this. 4 images. I'm just such a big fan of image. Why not save the Fluster for the Storm turn? I think overall it's probably bad equity to do that. The reason I didn't do it was I was like scared that I would maybe be able to like discard it or pay for it or something. This looks mulliganish. Oh god. No, this is almost a keep. We have 20, I think 21 lands. Pretty sure we have 21 lands. Well, you guys can see. Can you guys check the Cardboard.Live overlay? Pretty sure we have. Not that it really matters. Man, this is bad. I think I'm gonna keep it. Oh god, this is almost like a card I want, but I have to give myself the draw. Of course. I mean, if you're not greedy, you're probably not like... The thing is, like, people think that greed is bad, but like the one thing that is holding people back in like Magic is like greed. Like most, not talking about you because like I don't know like your playstyle, just like in general I think the one thing that makes people plateau and like stay in this on this level of mediocrity is like they are not like greedy enough because they've never like they were raised in an environment where like being greedy, that's like the bad thing to do. You're supposed to do like the blue thing, the sophisticated thing. Whereas like I think if your goal is to actually win tournaments and not just like 7-2 every time. Oh, interesting. Then it's really important to be greedy. Yeah, I also believe like at their core, fighting games, poker, StarCraft or real-time strategy games, and Magic are all the same game. They're at their core all the same game. And what they teach you is that you have to like to pick something and roll with it and take risks in order to achieve greatness. That sounds so weird because I never like achieved like major greatness in Magic, but like I honestly believe that that's the way to do it. Since he has Scented Swarm, I think I want to get this guy out there and then start hitting with Ben. And like best case scenario, I'm only missing out on 1 damage that way, and the worst case scenario, I'm missing out on 2 damage that way, and I think that's still a decent place to play. Also, the more life the opponent loses, the more he's like forced to go for maybe Past in Flames. And even though like I very much expect him to eventually like easily have a mover spell for the Grafdigger's Cage, we have to play the game where the opponent doesn't have it. Because like if this game proceeds with like where everything is like goes according to what's the most likely thing to happen, then we probably lose from this position. Perimeter Cup is a great draw, by the way. Especially since they can't do it and everything. What, he didn't attack? Why would he not attack? I guess you don't need to technically attack there. In paper I would totally attack. Ben, the Ben Force. I've been really impressed with this card. Thus far. Also I really want to play Ben and Cherries. Oh no, 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 don't you attack me. Also to quote Anton Kalinske, probably one of the greatest vintage players ever. Like he won like, oh no, why would you have that? He won like 3 Bazaar of Moxons out of 4 or 5 in a year or something. That was like crazy. Back then, or after they started having like multiple Bazaar of Moxons a year. And I asked him about what's your thing, like what's the thing that makes you so good and so much better than all the other vintage players. And actually, like he actually thought about it. It wasn't like just something stupid he randomly said. He actually said most vintage players are not greedy enough. They're too scared to be greedy, and I'm super greedy, and I wreck them most of the time. I could really do with some Ben and Cherries right now, even though like I didn't want. Actually, let me see. I think Lord. Is Lord the thing that kills them the fastest? Yeah, Lord, because I can Lord into image. I can draw a card, but there's, except for Chalice Zero, no card I can draw that really does something. Whereas Lord, I think... So I take them to 8, and if I play Silvergill and then Lord next turn, I deal 2, 4, 7, I take them to 1. So if I play Silvergill here, I give myself the chance to draw Chalice Zero and shut off Polluted Delta next turn. But if I play Lord here, I don't give myself the chance to draw Chalice, but kill them a turn earlier. That sounds good. E-Truth. We dead now, boys. Oh, Force does something, yeah, to the end of turn Echoing Truth. That's true. Oh, he passes. Oh no, he attacks. I was like, oh, he passes. No. Oh, he passes entirely. He dead now. Is he not? Oh, this is interesting. He can block. Oh, this is so interesting. So basically, I can Phantasmal Image the Lord. Okay, so here's the thing. I can Phantasmal Image the Lord and attack for lethal. But then if he has another bounce spell, that's bad for me. I can also redeploy the cage, because like bounced the cage because he was hoping to draw something to kill me next turn, I would believe. I missed a text last turn. How did I miss a text last turn? I missed a text last turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's not lethal. Oh god. Oh, this is bad. I got distracted by the idea of ice cream. That sounds like me. Oh god. Opponent is like, I'm losing to a scrub. And he couldn't be more right. Okay, opponent down to 4. I think I want the cage back. I mean, now he needs to tutor chain us. And tutor chain with 4 cards is hard, even though like he has 5 mana in play, 5 lands. Get distracted by the idea of ice cream. You know, that's what I'm gonna say. When I show up for a new job, for a job interview, like, what's your biggest weakness? I will lean in. I will like look the guy in the eye, the recruiter or whatever, the boss maybe. So I get easily distracted by ice cream. And they're like, oh, that's perfect. Welcome to Ben & Cherries. Okay, 2 and 1 by the way, we won. Da, da, da. Stupid, sexy ice cream. What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? And why is it lemon? So basically, if you get ice cream, if you don't at least get lemon, you might want to work on your skills of selecting ice cream. Ice cream selection skills. Favorite flavor of ice cream? Your dog just woke up from the sound. Your dog has probably played a lot of Final Fantasy VI, if that's like the kind of thing that wakes him up in the morning. I have no idea what Sabaglione is. That sounds Italian. You know, my number 2 is Pistachio. And my number 3, I really can't say, because those two are like... Okay, lemon is like... I pride myself of saying that for as far as I can remember my entire life, whenever there was lemon, I always got at least 1 scoop of lemon. Sometimes even like just lemon, like 2 scoops of lemon. Also, is that like a thing? Because like, okay, now this is interesting because like we are all international dudes. In your country, what's the standard socially acceptable number of scoops you get in your ice cream cone? Is it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Like what's the standard socially thing that everybody goes for? Because sometimes I would probably want more, and then I don't even think about it, that I could also get more, because it's like so acceptable. So it's just so much a thing that in Germany you get a certain number of ice. Yeah. 1 to 12 is all fine. Yeah, that's a... sounds like Mazzola is actually like an ice cream salesman or something. 14? You're from America? Somehow I don't believe you. 3 in Austria? Okay. Two to 3? Mark says 2. Yeah, so in Germany, it's 2. If you get 1, it's like you're like you try telling yourself that you're on a diet, but you're not. If you get 2, it's like, okay, fine, you build your house, you have your children, you go to work, you're perfect. And if you are 3, it's like, ooh, this is late Roman. Like that's really bad. You probably like, I don't know, sit at home all day and play video games and don't go to work if you get 3. Then you're into bowl territory. But sometimes I want to get 3, and I think I've gotten 3 in the past. The ice cream diet. Somebody should write the ice cream diaries. Dear diary, today I had lemon. No, actually I was gonna tell this like it was like something sexual, and that's like weird. You guys know Lemonhead from Monkey Island? Mox Emperor, that's such a badass name, and we keep drawing those Bens, and Ben is actually amazingly good. I really like Ben. Ben just like draws you out of everything you need. Oh no, not Mox. Mox Diamond is so much better than people give it credit for. It's It's so much better. Every time my opponent plays Mox Diamond on the first turn, I feel I'm losing. It's not socially acceptable to eat during any other season. You mean during those like 2 weeks of summer you get? No, I know that Denmark is probably warmer than that. I've been there before. Biomancer. Grow it next turn. Oh, this is bad for us. This is bad for Bitcoin. Oh, this is pretty bad for us. Oh god. You don't even have a proper sideboard against this. Well, this is really bad. I guess True Name Nemesis can get that. Oh, you were talking about Norway. Norway, okay, so Norway actually probably doesn't get a lot of summer, does it? I guess it all depends on what you mean by summer. Like in Germany, summer is like when it gets close to 30 degrees. We're about to be ported. It's annoying that I actually have to put that trigger on the stack when it's the only trigger I have anyway. Is he gonna port? In that case... Oh no, but he has the thing in hand, the Punishing Fire. So we will not allow ourselves to be punished. Oh lord, hello. He can't cast you, but we would love to cast you. I could have actually played an island and then used Etherviolet his end of turn, because now I can't really use Etherviolet his end of turn unless he taps out. The sun is out, you call it summer. We're a very simple people. The sun is out, we call it summer. The sun is down, we call it winter. No, he's gonna control us so hard. Actually, if he ports here, he cannot Punishing Fire. Huh. I think in that case, I will try. Of course he could have another Punishing Fire in hand. Looks like he does. No? Yes, he does. Well, in that case, we're gonna activate the other one. We will not be defeated. We will have our 2 damage. Yes, put it on 2. Put it on 2 Chim. Okay, there's a world where we can actually Mendelian click away. Oh, he has 2 fires? Okay, forget about that. I mean, if he doesn't misplay, we can never do that, but there's ways that he might misplay. Anyway, I think we're just gonna try to overload his shit. That's the only way I can see game 1 working, and True Name Nemesis. But in order for True Name Nemesis to work, we need to get in as much damage as we can before, like, we get punished into oblivion. Minus 20 degrees in the morning, I think I've never experienced that in my life. Mana Bond. Probably drew that. Oh, another fire? 3 fires? Okay. Okay, True Name. True Name does a thing. We might actually win this, now that I think about it. I'm feeling almost okay here. Oh, this song. What? Why would you... Oh. I was like, why would you gain life? Oh, but yeah. Yeah. Yes, you get that. Oh, Chalice. Maybe eventually everything is gonna come up Merfolk. We might actually win this. Minus 45? What the fuck? Why is everybody tuning in from Northern Siberia? I had no idea I had so many fans there. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's have the trigger go by. And right now he's got a Punishing Fire in hand, and he can play that, rebuy it, and play it again. So he can like kill Ben. Oh, and he's doing this to fight our potential Reachery. I mean, you would want to kill the Reachery anyway, but it makes sense. I mean, kind of. Yes. Nemesis des wahren Namens, we call it in German. I think Chalice on 2. It's a little bit awkward because then we can't play our lords because we don't have Kevin. But I think overall I really kind of like Chalice on 2 because it also like shuts off Loam. Is peeing outside dangerous? Natural order asking the real questions. Zombies, elves, monks, humans, merfolk, goblins. I don't know about that. Zombies, they have lost their appeal. There was like this heyday of Dredge, especially. Like basically the heyday of Dredge was like 2009, 10ish, where it was like tier 1. Hashtag shots fired. And the heyday of like the Sam Black zombie list was like 5 years ago or something. 6 years ago, 2013 or something. And elves, I don't know. I think we are still living in the time of elves. Yeah, True Nemesis is certainly like one of the most stupidest cards they ever printed. Oh, Tabernacle. We can beat that. This is actually looking pretty good for us now. Put me down, put my feet back on the ground. Choose a player, this guy. I think if we draw a Lord, we win now. We can deal 8 damage. Oh no, we have to pay for our creatures. Yeah, if we had Reachery in our deck and we were to draw Reachery, we could win. Yeah, go, Jumbo, yeah. The hierarchy of decks in Legacy at the moment. Oh, he's spotting this guy. Unfair. The hierarchy of decks in Legacy right now. Sorry, I'm so confused with all these triggers and that I want to win right now. I'm really not sure what the best deck in Legacy right now is. I'm really not sure. And that doesn't happen often. Because people, they tend to like default to saying like Grixis Control or Miracles. But none of those decks are actually that far ahead that will actually go there. There's like, especially a lot of non-blue decks. I think the non-blue decks are closer than ever. Like really closer than ever to the blue decks. We had a discussion about that in, I think, was it Blue Chat? I think it was Blue Chat. That's like probably still the most sophisticated group chats on Facebook of all the many that were created over the last years. And Eric Glanton was like making the point that like, according to his testing and like where he views the metagame, it's actually like all the, that's actually so interesting that I want to almost make a podcast episode about that. Like basically what he's saying is like, right now all the blue decks want to play against each other. And when they play against anything else, they're underprepared and they get frustrated and they're like, oh, this is like an ape. Basically, one of the excuses is like, oh, this is an ape deck. Or just like, okay, I lost, because sometimes you lose to like those few legit non-blue decks, like elves and Death Taxes. And yeah, all the other ones are like ape decks. So I'm actually kinda want to follow that way of, like, that's basically how I've been viewing the Legacy metagame for a long while. I think right now it's even more pronounced, but like especially at the top it's very close. I'm playing an interesting deck, thanks. What do you guys think? What are like the strongest? I hate saying the best is such, I'm really not a guy for like black and white thinking, and best always feels like, yeah, this is the best deck. Like, what's the strongest deck, the most powerful deck? I mean, it's just semantics, I know, but that's just what I would think. Anyway, what are we playing against? Lands. Lands. Oh, back to basics. Back to basics. Maybe fairy. I have no idea. Probably Merfolk Trickster goes out again. There's even a world where I want Wenza, but I probably don't. Like, I could even see taking out Force, but Force is sometimes like actually not bad against them. Maybe I could see taking out like one Force. Maybe a second. Maybe I don't want too many Forces. Trickster's in? I'm not sure about that. Oh, it has Flash. Oh, it has Flash! I totally forgot it has Flash. Yeah, back in. Maybe I'm actually taking out Forces then. I don't know, I kind of like Lords. I can see that they're not that great in this matchup. But they also make punching fire a little bit more awkward for him. I think I'm gonna roll with this. I wanna put as much pressure as I can. Like, I really don't like it when I'm not like putting out a lot of pressure. This looks good. Maybe like back to basics is so strong that I don't need to worry that much about my damage output. So maybe you're right, maybe I should worry more about like Marut-Lage. Also, how do you guys pronounce that? Is it Marut-Lage? Marut-Lage? Marut-Loche? Marie-Loche? Marie-Le? Or like the super French way of saying Marie-Le? Or something? I don't know. No, don't report me. Mark calls it Marut-Large. Marut-Large? Marut-Lage? Lage? I will never forget like how in 2010 GP Madrid, a friend was telling the story. I've told the story many times, I think it's funny every time. My friend like goes into like super deep detail for like 2 or 3 minutes like on his live pad and tells us to our camera how he lost against Marut-Lage and how that happened and everything. And then like after those 2 minutes my camera cuts over to the guy next to him who's like eating like some pastries, and like with his mouth full of food he turns towards him and he's like, "Who the fuck is Marut-Lage? Where is he from? Do I need to know him?" Like, no dude, it's like a it's not even a card, it's like, it's a token. And he was like, "I don't get it." I could even see Charles on 1 here. I think I'm gonna go for Charles on 1. Am I though? Yeah, I am. This is me. Okay. Oh, look at this guy. Thinks that he has it all. Actually, fuck, he still has it all. How can we like steal the creature? I guess we actually have quite a lot of outs. Merfolk. So we need to leave up Trickster. So what if we play Master of the Pearl Trident? Man, this is... Actually, maybe I should play the Biomancer, because then if I don't draw anything I can still loot next turn, and then maybe find the Phantasmal Image. You mean Wenza or one of those guys? Yeah, in this situation would have been amazing. Then we would probably like easily take the game. Now we have to like actually make sure that I do it. And the spell, tap type creature upon controls, lose other abilities and have turn. Yeah. Okay, you got that. I think he actually missed a land drop at some point. Yeah, no he didn't. Grape Shot. Man, I watched that live. You know what the song is about? This is about the 2007 World Championship semi-finals between Gabriel Nassif and Patrick Chapin, the innovator. Oh fuck, I almost went past this. And that was like, if you ask me, that was the most amazing match of Magic ever. Okay, Phantasmal Image. Is there anything else you can draw? I guess click buys a turn. Okay, whatever he ports I will use for mana. Oh, he didn't port anything. Image. Image. You gotta flip it, yo. No peeking. Nah. Okay. Actually, should we still try to get that? I mean, it doesn't really make sense, but we can at least like bluff. Not. I mean, The bluff is completely pointless because he's not getting punished for like not attacking. But there's always the chance that the bluff makes him like make a mistake. But at some point it might not even be worth. Actually, see, now we got more information. Perfect. At least that's what happened. Okay, I think I could see bringing Lancer now. I will listen to the gospel of Tuckstaff. Oh, he mocks Emperor once. Here's Lancer. It's kind of crazy to think that in over 25 years of Magic they haven't printed a Merfolk that pretty much does the Lancer thing. I mean, I think there's one that like bounces a tapped creature or something, but not a permanent. So you said like take out Lord of this and Lord of that. What was fated? Not the end I created. Not even sure if I want Wild actually. Actually, Wild is probably okay against them. This can work. Especially like True Name and Phantasma. But Trickster and Phantasma Image is actually a really nice combo against them. If you can get it off. You can say what you want about Patrick Chapin. And I've had like some disagreements with him in the past. Actually, no, one big one. It's not like, oh, I talk to him all the time and like we have this huge discussion. So we had one big disagreement that made me like not like him a lot, but I guess I kind of do. I actually, there's people. No, I can't say that I don't like him. I also can't say that I like him. Anyway, I'm pretty neutral towards him. But I think that's like his life story. That's super interesting. Oh, back to basics as well. So we actually have to deploy the dudes. Deploy the dudes. I mean, they, you know that fake thing that they published, like, I don't know, 20 years ago, where I think it was the Inquest or something, or one of the magazines, they actually said that Basic Island was banned because it was too oppressive, it was too good. Oh, look at this. That card came right of flame. Can I ask you a few questions to ask you about Fs? You know, on stream is probably one of the hardest times to answer those questions, but you can post them. But please, don't be too sad when I can't go too deep into detail. The easiest thing to catch me about like questions about AFs is like on Twitter or in the AFs Discord. Especially in the AFs Discord, because if you like add me and then I answer, then like all the 300 or 400 other people in Discord can also see the answers, and they're probably gonna be the most We get the triple kill. Oh, I like this song as well. 5-0 would have been nice. Are you coming to QB Turtle? I always think that's like Owen Turtlewald, but his nickname on Magic Online used to be like he smashed his head on his keyboard 3 times, and I was like, that's me. But I think now he might actually go by OLMTG or whatever people use. Oh, I think QB Turtle used to be the guy, because now I see the avatar who always ran like Moonstompy or something. And he might get to 6. Little does he know that we are not on Fs. I hope. Minimorg is amazing. It's the best guy in town. Is it gonna be wild? I think it actually is gonna be wild. Just because we might want to keep the Force of Will for the Biomancer for Force of Will. And next time we're gonna play the Chalice and then the True Name. Opponent is like, this is not Fs. What happened to you, Julian? Oh, Force? Pitched. Oh, it's the mirror? Oh no, it's not the mirror. Oh, but this would be so awkward if we get like a lot of Atlantis and we pump his guy. Do we fight over this? No, we don't. Endeavors with Steplings or Steplings. I've seen Steplings attack for, I think it was like 2, 4, something like 6 on the second turn or something, because they had some weird thing they did. Huh, am I gonna fight over this? I could see myself fighting over this actually. If they have days, so be it. It's not very likely they have days though. Night in the hanging tree. This card is so real it hurts. I mean, if this was a mythic, I would tell you guys to buy this. Merfolk Wizard Mutant. Have they actually printed the Wizard Lizard yet? Everybody keeps talking about the Wizard Lizard. And how they should print the Wizard Lizard. Or Lizard Wizard. What's actually better? I think it would be a Wizard Lizard. Or a Lizard Wizard. Actually, what comes first? I think that... Oh, yeah. So the creature, the race comes first, and then the occupation. It's like an elf druid, not a druid elf. You got the idea? Elf Wizard Lizard? Oh, that's cool. Now we're gonna get a Merfolk Rogue. Okay, I kinda like the picture. For a second I was like, oh, we drew Chase? Imagine if Chase was a Merfolk. Has Chase actually ever been confirmed human? This is so stupid. This is so stupid. We get like Cavern of Souls, you can't interact. True Name Nemesis, you can't interact. Next turn, True Name Nemesis. Sorry. Merfolk. I'm loving it. Okay, so Grixis. Is it Grixis Delver or Grixis No, it's not Grixis Control, it's Grixis Delver. So I guess 2 back to basics and maybe some Flusterstorms. I could even see taking out the Forces. Maybe the Forces go out. Merfolk is always better than people give it credit for. Merfolk is literally always better than people give it credit for. Except for the one time where Merfolk was actually the best deck in Legacy in 2011-ish. Oh, actually it wasn't the best deck in Legacy, but it was like tier 1. Also, you know what I want to do? I want to play this list, but with Standstill instead of the Chalices. I really want to play Standstill and Dazes. Click might be too much. I don't really need to click him. Yes, that was before Elves was good. Elves basically became good in around beginning, like, towards the end of 2012, early 2013, I think Matt Ness top 8'd GP Denver. I have no idea why I remember this. With Elves, I think several people top 8'd there. And that was like when Elves kind of came back. Like, Survival Elves was a thing of like that guy who did that. Like, when you go into a tournament, there was this guy playing Survival Elves. And then in May or June 2013, they changed the legend rule about Cradle. And then that was like when Elves really blew up. I think I'm gonna keep this. I don't mind hitting the third land. The fourth land is, I think, it gets a little bit weird. Yeah, I would totally run Wastelands. I like that. That's the one thing you don't run, and when you run Chalices, you don't run Wastelands anymore. But if you do run Wastelands, I can see the problem being that you have like 4 Mutavaults, 4 Cavern, 4 Wastelands, and then you have 4, 8, 12, then you have 8 islands left. Oof. So probably no Dazes. He took Ben. Haha. This guy knows how good Ben is. 2 Wastelands, so the tactical Wastelands, not the strategic Wastelands. I can appreciate that. I can certainly appreciate that a lot, actually. You know what? I'm actually gonna try to defend the Chalice with Flusterstorm. And if he fights over that, Thought Score. I almost don't have Flusterstorm that just because. Nah, if he eventually gets to like the fish, that's okay. Three mana? Is he gonna have his own True Name Nemesis? Oh, I hope I don't draw a lot of Atlantis. You know what, actually? Huh. Is this gonna be fast enough? I think I can outrace him. I just need this to stick. Okay, cool. So now I pretty much only need to deal with his creatures at this point. Oh, more of those. Fucking Merfolk. We're losing to our own brethren. This is what Legacy has become all about. Oh, we can't even like stop the days if he has stasis in the first place. The thing is, I kind of want to play the True Name here, because the next turn if we draw a land, we can go Phantasmal plus Silvergill Adept. Oh god, this is such a hard race now. This is almost impossible to win. I think I have to go for full mana efficiency in order to get there. Maybe I should have actually like copied the True Name last turn. If he is Forceful, I think we lose. Well, okay, it's super unlikely though that he gets the second True Name Nemesis, so I think the Chalice is fine. Choose a player. So Roska, yeah, that actually sounds. That's also. I think that's actually probably the best line. Braid is fine. You know what I'm worrying about the most? That he might like bolt us to kill us eventually. Like he's got range. He's got reach. We don't have reach. No, fish. Hello, fishy. Okay, this game seems somewhat out of reach now. Unless we maybe draw a land and get lucky. Which one are we gonna copy? I think we're gonna copy the best art one. Choose player. And have another one of those. So now we're guaranteed to take 6 down to 5, and then we have to kill him on the backswing. Which is almost like if we hit a lord, 4, 8, 10. Yeah, this is over. Unfortunately. The other is clearly superior. I'm very much an original art guy, but I actually kind of like this one. I'm not even sure if I want Chalice now. I'm really not sure if I want Chalice. Chalice was like so underwhelming. Even though like on the play it's probably better. Anything I want to change? No, I think I'm good. Oh, actually that's a good point about Flusterstorm, right? I think Flusterstorm is much better on the draw. So maybe, but we can't decide it out anymore. It already like submitted. I can't change anything. Yeah, I totally see the point of. So I already learned a lot this stream. Let's keep this and hope we draw Cavern. Maybe I should try to connect my Flusterstorm as soon as I can, so I'm free to like tap out wherever I want, without feeling like bad about it. Yeah, don't play that. Ugh. We can actually Phantasmal Image the Delver, but we're never gonna flip the Delver. Okay, is this gonna get there? Okay. So now we have what people call the ape deck. Lord. We're like slivers. We're mono blue slivers. Yeah, that's a really good point. Like, I think in Merfolk, you probably want to force this out of Flusterstorms there. Especially since you want to tap out like a lot in early. Oh, Pyroblast? Oh, we finally found our use for our card. I think we can have 6 here. We already played 3 lands. Lead on actual Lord. But my reasoning was like, I really don't want the actual Lord. Like, I want that as late as possible. How do we draw a cover? Oh, we drew a cover card here. But I see your point. Like, actually, it's something I'm doing with Elves a lot. That I haven't like fully embraced here now. With Elves, very often when the opponent goes like, when I know they are like on a Swords to Plowshares or like Bolt deck and I want to trade 1-for-1 like a lot and eventually just like get there. Let me see here. Then I will certainly lead on the like one of the, I can't say worst, but one of the worst Elves, and hope to get the trade because it makes their mana complicated, because most of those decks they want to tap out on turn 2 and then like they can only like do something again on turn 3, and at that point you're already untapped with the thing you played on turn 2 and stuff. Depending on who goes first, of course. Anyway, it's back to basics. I think back to basics doesn't really do anything here. Merfolk. I think I actually wanna. You know what? I wanna Phantasmal Image the Silvergate Adept just to draw a card. But I think if I'm gonna do that, then I should play it first. Oh no, that's bad. Oh no, that's so bad. That's so bad. On the other hand, I can at least copy Delver. I was like, if they kill them in response, that's bad. Because I wanted to like play around Daze, because if I play the Lord first and then Phantasmal Image, I can get dazed. But yeah, okay. Let's just draw the extra card. Oh, Trickster even. Maybe I want a Trickster on their turn, but I think it's too early to do that. On the other hand, if I Trickster on their turn, it's awkward for them because they have to spend their mana on, like if they have a removal spell, they have to spend it on like a creature they don't want to trade against. I kinda like this. I'm feeling so smart right now. Maybe I'm feeling too smart for myself. What's this? Oh no, fire ice.
Double kill.
I guess that would have happened anyways. I think we're still in... Oh, we used to be in an okay spot. Cuban oration. I've never heard mono blue shitters. Let's set this. So we still know about the days, which fortunately doesn't do much. I think at this point I'm gonna play my Lord. And just go on the Warpath. Does he have like Snapcaster board? No, Snapcaster Pyroblast. Oh, Force Pitch Days! Aggressive. Aggressive. Now I think we're in a decent spot. Unless he plays True Name Nemesis. No. Fuck, he fetches. That's either True Name Nemesis or fish. I hope it's zombie fish. He can beat a thought. What? Okay. I mean, Master of the Pearl Trident is a pretty good thing to take here. He's down to 12 though. How did that happen? We only attacked once. Oh, this card again. You know what? I think I'm just gonna commit to this now. I probably should have played it post-combat and not like pre-combat like a scrub. Kevin. At least we can play again next turn. When if we draw like either a land or like a Merfolk, and both are like overwhelmingly likely combined. Merfolk. Just hope he doesn't find a creature here. He has thoughts he's an attempt to catch Jealous. I can see that, yes. I can see that, yeah. You know what, I think I'm actually gonna fight over this. If he wants to tap out, like, then he's eventually gonna just like run out of cards, of lands. Basically, this is like 1 mana, double Stone Rain on a guy who only has 2 lands in play. Or make him discard a card. And I think both options are viable. The only bad thing is, like, if he has Bolt and wants to win the race with Bolt, then that's not that good for us, but there's also a really decent chance that we wouldn't be able to Flusterstorm Bolt if he finds 1 more land before, like, the game ends. This card has such a great flavor text, by the way. A ruler wears a crown, while the rest of us wear hats. But which would you rather have when it's raining? Also, the artwork is pretty cool. It's Rebecca Gay, right? Oh, Andrew Robinson? Oh, it's not. Oh, yeah, it's a different style. I was just like, oh, it's Rebecca, right? now. Did he do more cards? That actually looks pretty good. Oh, he's paying? Ooh. This guy plays the game very aggressively. I like that. I really appreciate, like, when people like play aggressively or like take huge risks and it backfires. As long as I think the risk was worth it. I don't know if this risk is worth it, but I'm usually the guy standing behind them when they like embarrass themselves, thinking this guy has balls, this guy is gonna go places. Whereas like a lot of people stand behind them, they're like, oh, he didn't do the conservative play, dude. Why is you bad? Is this gonna be fish? This is fish. I like it. Fish is a problem. We need our own like unkillable fish. This is not a killable fish. But we can draw like a good fish or something. Wake up now, wake up now. Full price tag on this guy. Cast with additional cost, uncounterable. Not that it really matters. True Name Nemesis, I think might. Oh god, 1 more of those. I wonder whether I want to block with Trickster. I probably want to block Trickster. What if we find Lord? Well, if we find Lord, we kill him. Yeah. All we need to draw here is like any kind of Lord. That's not what I wanted.
Not enough minerals.
Why is this? Oh, because of background. Okay, we lost. 3 and 2, still good enough. TNT into Lord. Yeah, TNT into Lord would have done it. You're right. Lord alone wouldn't have done it because our Meteor World, of course, is not gonna untap. Okay, 3 and 2 is fine. 3 and 2 is okay. Where's our losing animation? There we go. Alright, I don't have Mario anymore. Oh, I do. So let's look at the deck list. So how do you guys feel about the deck list? Standout cards. Ben has been really good. I really like the inclusion of Ben. I don't hate the Vanilla Clicker. I'm not married to Vanilla Clicker. I could see not playing it. Something I would actually see is cutting the chalices and playing more fat. Just playing more beef. Like 2 more creatures and maybe 2 more interactive spells. Like, I really like having a lot of creatures. But the problem is, like, I'm really not sure which creatures I actually would want. There's not much I want to do. This deck needs more glimpse. You imagine the look at the opponent's face. You go like, glimpse, ban, phantasmal image, ban, activate, ban, loot, ban. I don't know. Overall, I actually kind of like most of the cards. I'm not sure whether we actually need 4 Grafdigger's Cages. I could see like this one being something else, especially if you get rid of the Chalices. Yes, there certainly are green Merfolks worth splashing. Let me show you. Actually, there's 1. There might be more actually. I think there's another one that was recently released, but the big one is Komena. Oh, and I'm so bad I don't even know how to type her. Komena. Yeah, there we go. So this card, we played that in Standard in our blue-green fish deck, and it was so good. It's so good I actually spent a ton of my wildcards of Magic on Arena to make that, like in a burst of, I'm gonna make this deck. It's because you can get it as a pre-constructed for free on Arena, but it only has like 1 copy of these, and then at some point I had so many wildcards I was just like, screw it, blue-green Merfolk it is. And this one's really good. It might not be good enough for Legacy now that I think about it, because like it only starts being really good once you get to like 3 Merfolk, and how often do you really have 3 Merfolk on play? Okay, let's be honest. Okay. So, Modern Merfolk, this guy. Splash for Loon to replace voice. I like the way you're thinking. So overall we went 3 and 2, let's put that here. So this is just gonna be a short stream for today. I'm already calling it a day because it's getting close to midnight. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I really enjoyed tonight. I think we will play more. We might actually play a little more of Merfolk in the near future. Did I book my flight to Boston yet? Well, I thought Cherry was gonna take care of that, right? Cherry was gonna like send me there on like, it doesn't even need to be first class. Like I'm down for business class for like, if it's to Boston. I actually would love to see Boston. I've never been there, and I hear cool things about it, even though like people say it's like super hard to understand somebody from Boston. So yeah, let's see who's streaming. Who should we host? Are there any cool people to host? Oh, I guess we could host. Okay, you know, we are actually gonna host somebody completely different. Oh no, but I don't own replays. Okay, we're gonna host Arcan anyway. Okay, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks a lot for the subs we got today. Arcan is still playing, right? Arcan 11. And I will see you again, not this weekend, because this weekend I'm actually gonna be busy. I'm meeting like an old friend who's coming to town. So, next week. Monday, Tuesday, something like that. Thanks a lot, and see you next time.